This is now blown up into something that's become tremendously embarrassing for all of them, for their families. They feel terrible about it. They wish this had never happened.
Attorney Adam Greenman is talking about this couple who found themselves in hot water after police say their role-playing went too far. Shortly after noon yesterday, police got a call to a New Seasons market. An employee there reported seeing a naked woman tied up in the back of this car with duct tape over her mouth.
And I said, what's going on here? You guys just having some fun or what? And he's like, yeah, just kind of nodded his head. And I looked at her and said, do you want me to call the cops? And she shook her head no. But her, her mouth duct tape and her eyes were just kind of hazy and seemed out of it.
After he was arrested, Nicholas Harbar told police that he and his girlfriend, Stephanie Pelsner, had been doing some Valentine's Day role-playing.
He said, yeah, we're just having some fun. And then he said, for the record, thanks for checking, because you're the first person who's actually done anything. Everyone else has just rolled their eyes.
Today, outside the courtroom, neither wanted to talk. Their attorney called the event regrettable.
In a city where the mantra is to keep Portland weird, and we have naked bike riders, and we have lots of different protests and people who lead alternative lifestyles, this was a silly mistake on their part that has really surprised them with how large it's become.
He went on to say the couple has been in a committed relationship for several years. In fact, they live together in Northeast Portland. Initially, the pair was charged with disorderly conduct. The couple's charges were reduced. Each will now have to serve 16 hours of community service.
Really, it seems like the problem here is that you're doing this in public.
Lewis and Clark law professor Tung Yin says the First Amendment is no protection in this case.
It's not really any sort of message that they're conveying through the game. And so I think it would be hard to claim that there's any sort of expressive conduct in the First Amendment for First Amendment purposes. And the nudity side of it, the Supreme Court has said, nudity is not protected by the First Amendment.
It was indeed the social media talker story of the day. It made headlines all over the world, but also all over Twitter. One person writes, "I can't stop laughing." Another writes, "They should have stuck with chocolate and flowers." Have they made any comment like, "Oh, flowers and chocolates would have been better"?
No, they have not. They have not.